and they had to spend a lot of money hiring online teachers and renting out office space downtown. That was expensive. They had to give 50% of the money to the other company. And in order to expand the number of students, they had to take all kinds of risks that didn't deserve to be at USC. And they knew all those kids.
The then president of the school was demanding that all the departments raise a lot of money. They wanted big endowment money. Well, when the alumni or social workers, there wasn't much for Marilyn Flynn to tap there. So when Ridley Thomas comes along, they said, well, this could be a revenue pipeline. So, according to the indictment, she made the deal with Ridley Thomas, and as John mentioned, Ridley Thomas came back with $9 million in contracts from the L.A. County Board of Supervisors for the School of Social Work. So that's an outline of the corruption case. Now, as we look back, and it's thanks to the California Globe, we see that over the years, probably nothing at this level of corruption or scandal, but Ridley Thomas, I've forgotten some of these. Remember, he used $25,000 to put himself and other county officials in the who's who of Black Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I remember we talked about that.
Yeah, that was tax money.
That was back in
That was tax money. So he could get in who's who of Black Los Angeles. Our tax money, $25,000.
I didn't even know about the LACMA scandal in 2014. Ridley Thomas made a deal with the Sony CEO and a LACMA board member for $25,000 to go to a PAC funded by Ridley Thomas in exchange for voting for a $125 million renovation at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art.
Wow. So the Museum of Art got $125 million of our tax money, but Ridley Thomas ended up getting $25,000 in his political action committee.
Yes.
Well, that ought to be illegal. But the donation was made a month after the vote, so nobody would figure it out.
It didn't really alert the public.
Yeah. And then, of course, we had the very expensive office remodel with hundreds of thousands of dollars of tax money.
I think it was $700,000.
$700,000.
When he first got to the LA County Board of Supervisors in the late first decade of the 2000s, apparently that's what he wanted to do, to completely remodel the office. And we found out, when we were covering that story, that they have this huge, we called it a slush fund. All the supervisors are given discretionary money to spend on, quote, staff needs. So he decided to tap into it to remodel and the supervisor.
There was another scandal because he spent thousands of dollars of tax money to renovate his house.
He had workers come and projects around his house.
And then we found out he was spending tax money getting his cars washed. His taxpayer-paid fancy cars getting washed 3 times a week instead of 2 after Jerry Brown instituted water restrictions.
Yes.
I mean, there's just an endless list of stories involving Mark Ridley Thomas. And what I want to know is, in this area, it was 2017, 2018, 2019, that he was pulling this scam with USC and Marilyn Flynn, he had to get the other board of supervisors to go along with the $9 million that was being sent to USC. They had to vote on it. So that would be Catherine Barger, Hilda Solis, Sheila Kuehl. Who was the other woman? Holly Knight?
Mitchell.
Holly Mitchell, rather.
I think she was on the board then.
Yeah.
She's newly elected. I don't know what year. I don't remember.
Right.
But 2018. I think it was 2018.
Yeah. So, I mean, how many of these... Oh, Janice Hahn. Did I mention her?
Yeah. No. Janice Hahn, Sheila Kuehl, you're right, Catherine Barger.
Yeah. Hilda
Ridley
Solis.
Thomas and Holly Mitchell.
Yeah. So, did any of them... Well, some of them had to vote for Ridley Thomas.
Yeah, somebody ought to look into the debate over that and the questions raised. You're right. Because in 2018, the Times reported on this suspicious transaction where he got his son into USC and used $100,000 to fund a nonprofit that his son was going to head up for extra income. And by the way, that's what started all this. That got reported by USC to the Fed. Okay, that's when they opened the story in the case.
That was already public knowledge. That was a big headline, that he had laundered the money through USC to give his son $100,000. Son was working at Ridley Thomas's nonprofit. The son also got the professorship at USC. That was public knowledge as well. I mean, he was actually teaching students. So Catherine Barger, Hilda Solis, Sheila Kuehl, Janice Hahn, they would have known all this. They would have known all this, and they had to vote on the $9 million being funneled to USC. So they just rubber stamped it? Weren't they suspicious because of the other USC scandal? Weren't they suspicious because of all the scandals he was involved with? From LACMA to Who's Who in Black LA to his office getting renovated to his home getting renovated. Oh, is that 5 scandals just right off the top of your head?
So we're waiting now to see whether or not he's going to resign from the council. So all we got yesterday was his lawyer's statement that, of course, he's innocent and he's had a long record of proud public service, that kind of nonsense. So
it just seems like the other supervisors are guilty of either negligence or corruption. Which is it? Did they know or did they not bother to find out? Because if they asked questions, they would have realized that this really stinks. And they had no business giving $9 million of their tax money to this school of social work, or whatever the hell it is.
we
Whatever
can play
scam
for
that
you
is.
a little bit of Mayor Yoga Pants, who issued a short commentary on the indictment of Mark Ridley Thomas.
I've witnessed, things that Mr. Ridley Thomas has done that are extraordinary in the community too. It's serious. This has no place in local service. He should be prepared to pay the price.
You have one former city council member in prison, another awaiting trial. What do you say to the public, those whose confidence in government leaders, city officials have been shaken?
I have the same confidence shaken whenever this happens. It makes me sick to my stomach, and I hope that there are swift consequences. And that's the example that you will get caught. You will get caught if you betray the public's trust, if you take the public's money and use it in a way you're not supposed to. There will be consequences. So today I'm not a mayor. I'm an outraged Angelino.
Yeah, except this
I'm an
guy-
outraged Angelino.
Yeah, he's also he's also corrupt too, as we know. He and Ridley Thomas pushed that sales tax increase to raise billions of dollars that were supposed to go to the homeless, to get them off the streets. And I was just looking it up. It's supposed to raise $3.5 billion over 10 years. This tax, and of course, homelessness has exploded. And Ridley Thomas was trying to push the idea that every homeless person gets an apartment. No enforcement, everybody gets a home. Well, since they build homes for $600,000 per home, and there's 70,000 people on the streets, that's $42 billion, which means it would take 120 years of this sales tax money. 120 years it would take to house the 70,000 people on the street.
All right, we'll be putting Ridley Thomas in the lake of fire. The Moist Line is next.
John and Ken, Deborah Marquez do.
Bill Cosby has been sued by an actress from The Cosby Show who says the comedian drugged and sexually assaulted her at a hotel in Atlantic City. Lily Bernard says Cosby offered to mentor her in 1990 and promised to advance her career. 2 nonprofit groups have asked the judge to void the LA School District's COVID-19 vaccine mandate for students. Part of MacArthur Park near downtown LA will close tonight for 10 weeks of cleanup. Several hundred homeless people have been living there and will be relocated to hotels and motels. Trouble on the 91, and we will check in with the Kfi in the Sky next.
Hey y'all, it's Dean Sharp. Blackouts have become a regular part of life here in California. As disruptive as they are, they're not just an inconvenience. A loss of power to your home can threaten your health or your safety. A loss of power to your business means loss of revenue. And whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, blackouts are the problem. The solution is Duffy Power. Duffy is Southern California's emergency power expert. Not only does Duffy protect private homes, but their stellar reputation comes from keeping Southern California business operations running through emergencies, planned outages, scheduled maintenance, and electric-heavy special events. Duffy is there 24/7, 365. Repairs, emergency rentals, unrivaled commercial maintenance services, all to guarantee the power is there when you need it. Power outages are here to stay, but fortunately, so is Duffy Power. To protect your home or business from the next power outage and all the ones after that, go to DuffyPower.com. That's DuffyPower.com.
We have a problem on the 91 in Long Beach. It's the 91 eastbound right at Santa Fe Avenue. Got a brand new accident making its way over to the right shoulder. Once you're past right to 710, you've got the vehicle without a gas blocking that far right lane. And a Bellflower, 91 eastbound, got a crash clearing to the right shoulder there as well. You're going to have stop-and-go traffic coming away from Avalon Boulevard and it stays heavy past the 605. Let's check in with Mike O'Brien. He's over the drive in Whittier.
Yeah, we've got a little snag here on the 605. 605 southbound at Whittier Boulevard. Looks like they cleared to the right shoulder. At this point, it really just adds to a normal tough drive, pretty much for the 60 down through the 5. Still a big problem out in the Laverne area. At the 210 eastbound approaching baseline. Fatal motorcycle investigation there. That is going to be blocking the carpool in the 2 left lanes as we wait for the coroner to arrive. Bumper to bumper on that stretch, the 57. And I'm trying to get into Santa Monica, but they won't let us. The Vice President of the United States is in town for a long weekend. Not leaving until Monday morning. So at this point, you could probably have some rolling road closures throughout the weekend as she's in town. Injured in an accident? Visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI Am the Sky.
And in downtown LA, 110 South and 3rd Street, that earlier stall has cleared. You still got some traffic from Sunset Boulevard to the breaks all the way down through Florence. KFI and the Skyhawks get you there faster. I'm Kenny Harmon.
The Medicare annual enrollment period is now open, starting today through December 7th. Navigating Medicare can simply be overwhelming. It's a governmental institution, which is why I'm going to suggest the AGA Medicare option. Their team of experienced agents will advise you step by step on a plan that fits your unique situation and budget. You're different than your neighbor. Also, the plans change year to year and sometimes significantly. AGA will compare most of the major plans at once at no cost to you. They'll help you find plans that are accepted by your physician, cover your medications at the lowest out-of-pocket cost. Call, set up a free consultation, a benefit review, dial pound 250 on your cell phone, and simply say the keyword My Medicare. That's pound 250 on the cell and just say My Medicare. Or visit AGAMedicareOptions.com, AGAMedicareOptions.com.
You're tired of your car. You want something new, and you want it now. No problem. Roto has your back. That's ROGO. Sell your old car and get into a new one right from the comfort of your couch. Use the Roto app to browse thousands of vehicles from local dealers for the best deal on the wheels you really want. Roto, the fastest, easiest way to buy or sell a car. Download the Roto app now or check out roto.com. That's ROGO.com.
I suggest you take a hard look at the interest rates you're paying on your credit cards, car loans, or anything else. With today's low mortgage rates and rising home values, why not refinance with owning? Pull some cash out of your home and take control of high-interest debt. Call Owning at 8332-OWNING or log on to owning.com. In minutes at no cost or obligation, our experienced agents can tell you how much money you have sitting in your house. Then refinance at today's 30-year fixed 2.5% rate, 2.731 APR. And use some of that low-interest money to pay off debts, do things around the house, or for anything you want. Your house may be your piggy bank.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation and the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Subject to credit approval for qualified borrowers. Call 233-03-2161 for terms and
Call Owning at 8332-OWNING or log on to owning.com. That's 8332-OWNING or go to owning.com.
Here's what you need to know about the Pfizer COVID-19 booster. Not everyone needs one. Those who should receive a booster are 65 and older, long-term care residents, and those 50 to 64 with underlying medical conditions. Consider a booster if you're 18 to 49 with underlying medical conditions, or 18 to 64 with a high risk of COVID exposure at work. Only get a booster if it's been at least 6 months since you received your second dose of Pfizer. Find a booster near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
You go above and beyond to protect your family. At Kfi, so do we. Using